And hey, hi, Emily, you are here. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got back.
They're really pretty. I'll see if I can get it closer because it's called
I'm just talking about
Phalaenopsis or something. It's really pretty.
Oh, right. We call that orchid. It's a butterfly orchid.
I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
Yeah, okay. And you put it in the class. You can post it in the classroom. Yeah, and we have the Daniel. Charlie Daniel. He had he said he has to be missed this section of the class, and he and his wife have a couple of vaccine appointment on Tuesday. So yeah, this day. Okay, good. So Emily, you finished?
Yes, I got it.
Okay.
So far, I feel fine.
Okay. No pain. Good.
Not yet.
Good. Okay, and we have Mary Dan from France. You can unmute yourself just to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. What time there?
What time is it where?
France.
In France.
New student Mary Dan.
Where in France do you live?
Brittany.
In where?
Northwest of France.
Oh, wonderful. I'm going to take a trip whenever the virus is gone, and I can fly, and I want to fly into France and then go to Monet's garden and then go see the windmills and then up the Rhine up to Basel, Switzerland. So, yeah, that's where my ancestors are from.
Oh, from France. Okay.
Want to do genealogy study up there if I can.
Okay, let's start today's work. We have 2 words. I actually couldn't remember this spring the characters. Did we learned 4 styles, 3 styles before, or just I mentioned in the class, or what? Anyway, we do it again this time. At least we add another style of
I think we just learned summer.
Summer we learned, but spring, I probably once I mentioned these characters. Okay, good. We didn't learn yet how to write it. And by the way, I just talked to the Charlene. Since I changed the translation of the official script to the clerical script. Yeah. That sounds better. Even bothers me, confused me, because Charlene last time asked the question. Is an official script is from before 1949 or after? Absolutely before the standard style even, because try to regular some too many differences of the writing and put the this formal kind of things, but not really. Anyway, that's why I changed it to the clerical. Okay, the spring first. Basically, you can divide this like the 2 parts of that, right? Upper part and the lower part. So as when we learn more and more, we will know how to read it, And so even later, when you try to use Google, translation, the tool of that, and you will you will know how to write it, right? And the strokes we learn more and more repeated, and even the characters we didn't learn, and later you will learn by yourself. Okay, let's do that. In the class, we enjoy the character we learned, and also we should enjoy the practicing process in our class. That's why called the the workshop. Okay, so from top to bottom, 3 horizontal one. Press, lift, press. 1, and the second one. If 3 of them, you try to make a little bit different length, right? To vary it. Normally, of course, like a bottom one, longest one. And then slant, big slant. Slant to the left first, and then press to the right later. Press, and then go gradually lift, gradually lift. And the to the right press. Most people didn't do across that, but a little bit across, fine. I will always put the printer style at handout, right? You can see that clear, the structure. And this underneath one. Tell me what's that? It's the character, right?
Sun.
Sun, good. Emily, I can tell. See, I know people's voice. And the center. Actually, I did the wrong order. Center first, and then seal it, and then seal it. Okay. So this is sun, and we all know because left vertical a little bit shorter, not very clear, this character. Always the right one a little bit stronger, make it a little bit stronger, longer, or a little bit thicker. And the left, the slant by gradual lift, a little bit right one stronger by big press. So this is the spring. So actually the upper part is not the whole characters. It's the meaning from like the oracle style is the sprouts for that, but not the whole characters to use nowadays. And the underneath is the sun. So this part we all do that, right? From original, from this is the sun, and they become squarish, and they're actually rectangular, become the sun. So also means daily. Also means daily. So every day you see lots of sprouts there. That's spring. That's spring. Yeah. Try to let you know the meaning and help us to remember the things. Okay, let's move to the walking style. Down to the walking style. Basically, we always see each class basically walking style. Yes, walking from the stand there, and walking shows a little bit speed and for the movement, right? So you can tell less press, stroke by stroke, less not that serious press and lift, but shows more speed, right? And sometimes a little bit change the order, but not this case. Okay, so walking style, still the same thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, slant, and this become the dot. You know, from the very slow press become the dot, and the sun part become like a two dot there. Not seriously center horizontal. Not that horizontal, right? Like 2 dots. So make it faster writing. And some connection. The sample I'm giving you, I said always, you know, from the real writing or carving things from the famous, master. And sometimes I'll explain in my class, you know, some stroke looks, some trace their stroke there, just shows the connection part. You didn't have to mimic, because each time when people write a little bit different, even for the master himself, that's why it's more artistic than the printing style, right? 1, 2, 3, left to right, center, sun part. Yeah, that's a spring. The reason I'm teaching more than one style is it shows like a different ability, and you find yourself a different ability to express things, right? Because writing, the walking style absolutely shows some movement. Okay, let's look at the grass style, running style. That's a lot change, right? And I will explain later. I'll demo it first. Order changed, and sometimes the rule is become like a few strokes become like a one stroke, very connected together. But there is some rule though. You cannot do your creation in this case. Okay, let's move to my desk. Do not forget it. Horizontal, and then okay, let's explain the upper part. This, right? So first, do this horizontal and vertical and circle it. Yeah, first do that. And then you continue with the like a kind of the bigger, very clear horizontal one. Indicated the third one. Mm-hmm. So do that. Do that. And then back here, do this, indicated the whole thing of the sun part. and put them together. See that? Yeah, after the horizontal one, and the back a little bit, and do the, yeah, sometimes see this one shows even more clear, shows you the trace, how to do that. Sometimes I always say, I know a couple of you do the Tai Chi. It's like the rounded, make some rounded things and then connect, at the turning point. Yeah, so total, and you try a couple of them, and you know how to go your brush. I explained it. Yeah. And each time it might be a little bit, a little bit different. And sometimes you do really up straight, right? Up straight for the balancing things. See, this one is really up straight. I mean, the upper part is in the center balanced, and the lower part is center balanced. But that's not the very stiff roll. Look at the sample. Upper part, he does a little bit left lean, right? And then he saved the lower part a little bit right lean. So make the whole thing still balanced, right? So that's sometimes, I just let you know how to, how to read it, and some freedoms there. So each time you designed, and sometimes after the first stroke, and you quickly, adjust a little bit to make the whole thing more balanced. Whole thing balanced. Doesn't has to be very stiffly, center. That's the one answer. Sometimes not. I just explain how to read people's very artistic running style. Actually shows a lot difference. Okay, and then let's move to the clerical style instead of the translation official style. I don't like it. Okay, so this basically just to make it like the carving, like you are holding a knife, carving on the wood, or carving on the stone or bamboo. Like the blind, make the bamboo book. It's like the blinds. You can roll it, but the bamboo surface, you need to carving it. And some ways the burn it, like iron to burn it to write characters. Okay, basically hold the brush. I better change. Perpendicular, straight, your brush. Okay, back a little bit, conceal the tip. Then go. And conceal the tip. Not that much like a dog bone thing showed as the standard style, because your knife on the stone, not easy to do that. So just some back and forth a little bit to conceal. And the third one, a little bit longer, and a little bit like we say the character of the goose tail flying. So press and gradually lift, but do not go too far because knife wouldn't do like a brush does. And then the slant part, a little bit different, is especially, well, actually, some people do the same stroke. This actually, I missed. This separated is vertical first. I will do one later. And then the slant part is different, especially at the end. Instead of a gradual lift, actually it's pushed, press a little bit, like the bounce a little bit to make on the stone, the carving, I mean, more, see, here, and the back a little bit, like the bounce back a little bit. That's different from the standard style. You go slower and then like the press and the bounce back to make it. Same way to do at the end of the press. A little bit like the goose tail flying. And the thumb part, same way to do. Back, conceal the tip, and then press. Back, conceal the tip, and then go. And here, turning part, try to start another stroke, because carving. And the center. Seal it. Yeah, I do actually the different order of the these characters. So I will do the correct order again. Actually, it wouldn't show, but carving, you know, the carving sometimes doesn't matter. You do the different order. But walking style, because it shows the movement, you have to follow the same order. Carving is one by one stroke. Flying. Flying. Not too much, not too far. Need to show the power because it's on stone or on bamboo, hard surface. And in general, the clerical style, this on hard surface, the style is more flat. The whole character is more flat because we said before, the Chinese traditional way to do the character is like the vertically line, right? Vertically line. So try to this style is before the paper invented. So try to save space to do that. Very flat, not like the rectangular things to do for the standard style or walking style or grass style, right? Running style. This official script or clerical script with the more shorter, flat looking, but very, very dignified looking because it's on the hard surface. So consider when you do that, consider your brush as a knife, or consider the stick on the sand to do this. Okay, let's move to the second characters. Is there anyone learn the Japanese? Because I know some people learn the Asian studies, learn Chinese, also some Japanese, same.
I've learned a little bit, but
a little bit.
Have stuck with the Chinese because too confusing. I know I understand that Japanese may be easier to learn in terms of because they have an alphabet.
Right. Right.
And then they have symbols for and or but or stuff like that.
Right. Also, because they got the revolution about the system of the language, and also the Vietnamese got the phonetic the system on the language after the French. Some things influence, yeah.
When did I understand that the women in the ancient China had their own calligraphy, and they would paint it on fans, and then close up the fan and pass it to the person that they wanted to read it. That it's different in terms of meaning, maybe.
Some area I learned this from the just from the movie, from one book from the movie. I know there is things exist, but not common and not become the system to deliver to these days at all. I only read it like a storybook. Like the book to know what are you talking about. You're right. Okay. This characters is basis and origin, root, foundation. Okay. Later I will do the it's horizontal standard style, and then slant to the left, and the press to the right. Small. And some people do different way to do horizontal first, and the bigger vertical. From the printing style, you can tell, right? It's this way. And then here, slant, and here, press, center across the vertical, horizontal. They both are correct. Some people do this, some people do that. And then become vertical, become walking style mostly from this. That's why I put this first at the handout. And this is the meaning for the basis. Since we learned the character of the sun, and this is the word I put on our handout already. This is the character for Japan. for Japan. And the meaning on, you know, East country. So this is the sun. You know, this is the origin and the basis. So the meaning for that Japan. And I remember once who told me, and the Japanese, how to translate it. The sun come from, or the sun origin, you know, from the East country. I don't know what's the translation, but very easy to remember. Sun and the basis, origin, and the root. And the other character, I just mentioned that in the Chinese, this is the character for the center. For the center. And the other character, a little more stroke for the country. So with this character, Chinese name the country name, because Chinese thought they are the center, the center of the land. I think before don't even know the global is rounded. Thought it's the big land. So this is the center. Yeah. That's the Chinese called the Chinese is the center, and Japanese the country name is the sun come from because east. Anyway, let's move on. This is the Japan, and see the walking class is walking character, walking style is really from the more connected from the standard style. Horizontal first, and then slant connect with the press, and the press simply kind of like the dot, and the backstroke. Okay, how to do that? Horizontal, and then slant connect with the press, kind of the dot. Okay, shows the movement, and then horizontal, vertical, very quick vertical, kind of slant, but do not go too fast. Look at the sample. Not the very straightful vertical, but kind of shows the movement ready for the next stroke, next character. So do slant, do that. You can go very straight, or depend on the speed. You don't have to do more freedom. That's why I like a walking style sometimes, and grass style, cursive style shows movement and more freedom. And you control your brush for the whole thing. Shows the movements for the wholeness, not just a lot of hesitation of the stroke by stroke, right? You need to think the whole thing as the whole picture, where your brush goes. I think a very beginner, when our class started, I said we are learning the character, but more than the language class, more artistic. So thinking about the meaning of that, and you can consider it as a picture. So how to balance it. Okay, look at the running style. This is really something very, very different from the standing and the standard, and also from the walking. Walking basically just add some speed, for faster riding. But the grass style, running style, cursive style, it really shows personality and the movement and the different, more artistic. Okay, how to do that? Very, very, let me analyze it. Do this. One stroke, one horizontal, a little bit up, and then back a little bit horizontal. Do that. And then connect back a little bit to the dot. And then put the vertical line things for the centered things, but doesn't have to be on purposely do towards left or towards right. Sometimes it very depends to balance it, or for the next characters, it does shows. So for the whole balancing, just remember this. That's why I'm twice mentioned in this class. Yeah. Yeah, one longer horizontal one, and connect with the shorter one, and then connect with the dot. That's the step-by-step things. Then you feel free and thinking about this is like a whole picture things. You do that. You can do it very artistic and, shows. Yeah. The reason I'm analyze step by step is want to tell you, because sometimes you do not still want to keep the where is the stroke, for this one, you want to, kind of separate it, or want the dot really show. Doesn't really want it become like a whole, just one stroke. Yeah, that's not calligraphy. On the dot still shows. Yeah, something like that. Okay, then let's move to the carving one, the clerical style. This is from the famous the painter Jin Nong, and his writing is in between kind of clerical thing and also the standard style. That's why I think this time I choose this sample is just want to let you know what's the exactly things for the our calligraphy writing, and for you to learn and later become very artistic yourself, artistic the style is when you write it, it doesn't have to be follow or mimic from the outside to mimic things. You need to remember some basic meaning for the style. So thinking about just like the carving things on the hard surface, that's the crucial point for the clerical style. See this one is really, stiff looking, but very dignified looking. You can tell it's not very, light on the paper. Not that things is on a hard surface. So try to do that. Thinking of this way, your brush is knife. Okay, do that, and very stiff. Do that. You don't have to mimic every detail from that. Actually, look at the sample. This is actually not the carving; it's the brush writing. But he is artist and he is very famous. Yangzhou Baguai, one of them. I don't know how to translate it. But look at lots of strokes, the end and the middle or the starting part, not perfect, not smooth, right? But he seems he doesn't mind that. Okay, and he doesn't mind, he doesn't care about that. But thinking of the whole chi, whole energy things, to holding brush, right? The brush, the way to go. Yeah, just to do that. Actually, you know what? There's a saying in Chinese, to mimic the painting, is much easier, but to mimic the calligraphy is very, very hard, almost impossible. So if they expert want to make the judgment of this, is this really the real painting for the famous people, or the fake one? Some people mimic it. They try to see, oh, the painting looks good. Yeah, the calligraphy can tell it's different. Easier to tell by calligraphy. It's very, very hard to mimic it, almost impossible. So it shows personality though. And also they say, they also, the other judge by what? They say the seal, also the seal, very interesting. By the way, just you might interested in that, to let you know. You know, the seal is oil based. The name seal or the mood seal is oil based. So if the mimic things is very new, people do that. People use nail, like this side of nail, they try to do that. Oh no, it's still, you know, some red things show, red color shows this is really the new piece. Not the old ancient, not the classic piece, not original at all. You know, for 1 to 2 years, the red one, it still shows red. Even the ink dried, the red one, it still shows. That's the case. And also, I know, okay, too far. The calligraphy, you cannot really mimic things, and you are not supposed to concentrate on the mimic, what the detail things. You try to get the like the spirit of the things, the the meaning for doing that. See the basic structure and okay, know how to do that. Okay, very squarish things and some stiffness for that, and holding this brush straight and thinking of this is the stick or the knife, and it doesn't have to show that much smooth on the paper. You soft brush can do. No, this is the hard stick. Anyway, that's what called the clerical style. Okay, and then we still have the time a little bit. I will do some orchid. One of my Japanese spring orchid is blooming. At the back, in front of the screen, you can see that very small. So I took the picture in the handout. You can see that. So I'll bring it clear to the in front of the. Because lots of calligraphy strokes for the orchid painting. That's why I like to grow them. And I promised when it blooming, I'll bring it to the class and let you guys see it. Very fragrant. I can smell it. It's pity you cannot smell it. And we'll do that because calligraphy strokes there. And also each a little bit different for the leaves, but same role to do. This is one of the 4 gentlemen in China, in the Chinese painting, though. Very easy. See, this is very like a thin, very thin leaves, right? Very thin leaves. And also the, that's why it shows a lot of like the circle things, not very straight up things. Okay, I put it back and you see the whole things clear. Okay, I'm using this time this double shone paper, kind of it's still small, it's unsized, but since it's doubled, it's so a little bit less smearing, and try to use a little bit. Actually not concentrated on the Chinese painting, not for the orchid, not concentrated on the flower, but this only one flower, and with color, I'll try to save it. I mean, do the flower a little bit first. Okay, 2 like an embracing arms for the two petals there. And then 3 of outside. And then I have no time to wait it halfway dry. I have to use other brushes. Just do the smallest. There is a center thing, kind of the, you see the nose. If all ink, we just put the dot, right? But this is kind of the beautiful. I try to use some The yellow for the nose. And then a little bit of different red. For kind of the lip. Yeah. Okay. Not concentrated on the leaves. I mean, not on the flower. And the leaves is very thin. I change it to the smaller brush. And orchid's leaf, we said, is really stiff. For one leaves, it won't die until 1 to 2 years. So when you draw it, try to use the stiff brush. Use the wolf hair category, or sometimes people call it bamboo orchid brush. It's actually kind of the same from the wolf hair brush. Normally, the younger leaves lighter, shorter. Yeah, the flower only reached the height about the half or even less than half. I mean, the heights of the whole thing. And each one are a little bit different. I want to do the pot. Anyway, try to make things. It's very hard to do the one flower. I think this one a little bit too centered. I mean, for the whole thing, actually. And then do the stem. Not concentrate on that, and a little bit actually lines on that kind of the wing on the petal, but not concentrate on that. And when you do the line, do lost and found. Do not very, I mean, not very solid. The line shows on the petal. The lost and found looks more natural and more vivid looking. Actually, there is a little bit green, a little bit of green color shows on the flower petal. As the picture, you will see that. So I will put a little bit of green things just randomly, not that even, for that to looks a little bit more layer for that. It won't shows that much. Later I'll put the picture on that. Okay, that's it. And I will write the character for let's review the orchid, the characters. grass top as radical. See, two sprouts. This is grass as the radical. This orchid, okay? And this is a flower again. I mean, grass radical. Okay, all right. The sun and the first character for Japan. And the character Ben we learned today. This is Japan. Okay, traditional way from right to left, you know that. We will do that, and Mary Dan, you do that from right to left. That's the traditional way for the Chinese writing. Orchid. Flower again. Try to use different way to write this grass top. So put them together. Or you know what, actually, you can write also spring. Spring orchid, 春兰. It's a spring orchid. And the Chinese lunar year this year. We didn't learn yet. Right? Sometimes I will let you learn it. 辛丑. My name. later I will put the seal on that. Okay, that's the character for the spring we learned. And this season's orchid called a spring orchid. And the spring orchid is pretty short, reached about 1/3 or 2/3 of the whole thing. And this is the Japanese spring orchid. There are lots of the same characters for the orchids, same way to do that, but different character with different leaves, like the more softer, thinner. Try to control your brush to do the brush work. That's it. That's our class for calligraphy class, and put the character on that, the spring characters, and the Japanese characters flower. I mean, Japanese orchid flower. This is spring spring orchid. So you can name any orchid probably just for one character of the orchid for everything. And we do this, of course, again and again. In the workshop, and we learn the knowledge, we learn the characters, and also we learned how to do it. We learned how to practice how to do without brush. And later, of course, right now you can do that do yourself. And if you want to check in the Google Translate, you try to do that, or you want me to do some critique things, you put on the classroom and show me, because I know everybody have their own list to learn and different order. Right now, I really want to curious about some characters. If you want to learn yourself, yeah, you can try it. And each time I teach 2 characters and some flower painting, orchids or plum blossom. Okay, I think that's it for today. Today's class. And Yulia, did you get the correct way? Find how to go to the classroom, post your homework? Because I think Henry sent you the link, but I didn't. I checked this morning. I didn't see your homework yet. I hope you can figure out the way to do that. And next week we skipped because I have the jury duty for next week, so we skipped 1 week. Yeah. I will let you for in 2 weeks. Suppose just skip 1 week. Okay. No class next week, but normally I think we plan to back on the coming week after next week. And definitely I will let you know before the class. I will send you the 2 days ago for the handout. Okay, let you go. See you next class, but in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.